This Choircast podcast is brought to you by The Collective. At The Collective, we believe that justice isn't optional, it's actually sacred. That's why we're building a growing library of progressive resources, connecting you with queer and Black-owned businesses, linking to books that challenge the status quo, and delivering content that empowers you to resist fascism with clarity and compassion. So join the movement. Support the mission. Visit The Collective, that's QUOLLECTIVE.com, The Collective, to learn more and get involved.
Welcome to the Unbelief Podcast, your journey, actually our journey together beyond inherited beliefs to a spirituality that works for you. I'm your host, Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. We can fix that later, right? No? Welcome to the Unbelief Podcast. I am Jeremy. I'm here with Stuart Delony. He is an author, snarky person. He's part of Snarky Faith, right? He does Snarky Faith, which is really great. He is also the author of a really brilliant new book called Tribulation Survival Guide, which as soon as I saw the title, I was like, I have to talk to Stuart. Stuart and I have talked on a couple of other podcast places. Yeah, Stuart, thank you so much for being on. And like, as we get into it, just before we go deep into the rabbit hole that this podcast will be, give me like a overview. Like, what is the Tribulation Survival Guide? Because I am assuming it is not starting with a fundamental belief that the tribulation is a real thing that's actually going to happen.
That's true. If some of like the stuff I've been putting out so far for some of the ads for it, folks are believing that, which is kind of the point.
That's really funny.
But really, the book is more of it's like a spoof of end times culture that reads more like a real survival handbook, right. Kind of part comedy, part critique of American Christianity, and a bit of therapy for any of us that survived evangelical fearmongering.
Right.
That we grew up around that as well, too. So it reads straight. This thing, it's satires, but it reads like this is a real thing. Was the goal.
No, I love that. And the other thing that I really love is there was a book, I mean, like probably 15 years ago called Field Guide to Evangelicals and Their Natural Habitat. That's another really great book. So yeah, it's snarky. It's all of that. So you start from the place as if you are one of these people. So how did this has a very in some ways controversial topic amongst people, especially because there's been so much trauma around it. So how did you decide to like to go with humor and satire instead of some sort of point by point refutation of
takedown of rapture culture and things like that? Because it's not fun. It's not fun. And no one's going to read that. No, I think this when you grow up around this kind of fear-based culture, where it's either you're constantly like being told there's signs and wonders happening, or you're constantly looking for like the next like devil around the corner, that kind of thing like that. Right. So it's super traumatic, and I feel like one of the ways that I've been like handling it is learning how to laugh at this as well too. Yeah. For those of us that grew up around it. And so yeah, my idea was it drives me crazy, the grifters of the faith. Which a lot of these folks fall into this category as well too. End times folks that
you're not wrong.
Evangelists. There's like a Venn diagram, but it just looks like a circle between a lot of the end times folks and televangelists. So growing up around all of that kind of stuff, I really wanted to kind of push back and really just make fun of what we've been given and make fun of just the absurdity of it on its face. It's just absurd.
No. You're not wrong. It is. Okay. So as you are, I know you're also like a comedian. So when you're looking at tribulation, you're thinking, okay, what if this is the most ridiculous? Like if it was in a stand-up routine, it would kill. Like when you're thinking about all of this end time stuff, what is the one that you're like, oh shit, this is insane?
Some of this, oh gosh, I always just loved it. Part of it because I will mention these like kind of like the I've got like a Hall of Fame section of those that have given us predictions in the past. I've always just loved how that folks that continuously move the goalposts, like, oops, wait, I got that prediction wrong. Sorry, they continue to have followers. They continue to have people that give them money and stuff like that. Like, come on, fool me once, shame on me. Come on, folks.
Yeah, that was the wild thing. Very recently, we had one of these that went viral about some guy saying like this exact date, and then like the date came and went, as all dates have have always done. And then he said, "Oh no, it was I think it was like maybe it was like a lunar calendar or something." So he did another date. But the wild thing to me was like, if you're gonna revise the date, like why do you revise it just a couple of days in the future? Just throw it a couple of years off. Give yourself some time to like come up with more bullshit. I mean, I think. Okay, so I think one of the things that I find weirdest about this, and it seems like one of the things that is like very conspiracy theory-y in the way that like it keeps coming up, it keeps being reinterpreted, is the Antichrist. I know that's like the second chapter in your book, the Antichrist guide. So, what is your guide for surviving the Antichrist?
Well, in this one, so it goes through in that chapter, it goes through many different ways to be able to identify. Could it be your neighbor? Could it be this, that, or the other? So there's just a bunch of like signs, like, okay, this is how you can point this out.
Right. Well, I mean, I've had neighbors that I've wondered if they might be the Antichrist. Like, how do you tell if your neighbor is the Antichrist?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's just a Karen. Right. I would assume it's just like sphere of influence. The grumpy guy next door. I don't know. I don't know if he's like seeming like he's like waving a ton of influence around just in his robe as he's complaining about your hydrangeas. I don't. Might not be the Antichrist.
Right. So, what are the telltale signs of the Antichrist?
And this in the survival
guide.
Yeah, all of this it's all
satire. Let's just say, like, it's all satire.
It's all satire and bullshit too. We
Neither of us are believing this, but
So, like, some of it is like I've got the common misconceptions for people in here. Like, the Antichrist must be someone that you dislike, or it's someone that's obvious, or that it must be male. Because
right.
Ladies need to get their due as well, too.
Right. You could have a female Antichrist for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, the idea of a singular Antichrist isn't even in the Bible. So let's just start making up anything. Anybody could be the Antichrist. It could be your neighbor's Chihuahua. Who knows? At this point, I mean, because there's no logic in any of the stuff that these folks like try to shill.
Right.
Which is always fun when you tease out that logic and try to see where it takes you.
One of the things that I was constantly afraid of growing up with this dispensationalist view of the end times and all of that, I was constantly having moments where I panicked at like, did I miss the rapture? Right. Yeah. Which is like, I think that's first chapter for you.
Yeah.
But
so you've missed it.
Right. One of the things you say is like, well, should I start a new religion?
Yeah. Well, it's all about survival. So like, do you want to become your own prophet? Do you want to become this? And even there's
like instant leadership opportunities. That's one of the things.
Absolutely, there are. It's just how life goes, man. There's plenty of places you can plan from. There's, think of this: mega churches will be empty. You've got a lot of staging grounds in mega churches. Right. Think of it like they've got like big screens, everything like that. Perfect place to just pick up and start new.
Right. Then in the tribulation, it's funny because people will ask me questions online, right? Mm-hmm. I say I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're a deep skeptic. Okay, so are you pre-tribulation, mid-tribulation, or post-tribulation?" Which I find hilarious because it's just assuming that all Christians must believe in all of that bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the tribulation, right, there's plagues. Right.
Yeah. There's plagues.
And so if we find ourselves in this fictional tribulation, what are your tips?
Well, for some of the plagues, and that too. So there's a lot of it comes down to, if you're going to survive plagues, you have to think of this from a standpoint of, how, what are we accessorizing? Like,
right.
What are we wearing?
For sure.
How are we covering this? How do we find DIY outfits around the house? How do you make your own like hazmat suits to be able to go out into the apocalypse, things of that nature? I mean, we want to care about skin. There's boils and plagues and locusts. I mean, we want to care about exfoliating. You need to be able to do that. And
I love
so
that
you got to
this
look your best.
chapter just like leans heavily into like the prepper culture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
We're going to need some really good bug spray, noise canceling headphones.
Yep. Because it's all the moaning and gnashing of teeth that's going on and all of the pain outside. You need to get sleep on the inside.
Yeah. No, for sure. So then we've got the problem with false prophets, right?
Yes, false prophets.
So what is, again, neither you and I believe this, but what is the false prophet that we're taught about in this kind of dispensationalist, rapture, Antichrist, whatever view of the Bible?
Well, from this, the perfect example would probably be Barack Hussein Obama.
Oh my God. I can't believe you said that. Okay, so why?
It only counts if you use the middle name too in this culture as well too. It's smooth talker.
Right.
He dresses well except for tan suit every once in a while.
Right. That was such a scandal.
Offering free things to people like a free lunch or free health care.
Free health care.
That could obviously be that as well too. But I've always found it funny though, that like you'll hear people like pastors that are like these greasy grifters that are telling you like who to look out for. And they're essentially just describing themselves.
Right. No. Oh my gosh.
Watch out for these guys.
Right. You have one of the things that I think, and so when you're talking about the former president, I just can't bring myself to say all three names, but so let's just go through your handy quiz to decide who's in it for the gold, because I think you say, one of these could be it. So let's see. Does the prophet have a branded jet?
I mean, does Barack Hussein Obama has his own? No, I'm pretty sure he does. No, he doesn't have his own branded jet. He's got a Netflix deal. Come on, baby.
Right. I think he does like commercial private, right? Like,
okay. Yeah.
All right. How many times have they updated their end of days predictions?
That's true. Obama wouldn't fall into this exactly, but
right.
On the other side too. But yeah. This fits a lot of our prophets of today, though.
No, not wrong. Do they sell miracle cures or spiritual vaccines?
Yeah.
I think this also we could do this about Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Could he not be a prophet in certain people's like circles or minds as well too?
In the tribulation kind of mindset. Okay, how do they respond to criticism? With lawsuits and threats of eternal damnation because freedom of speech doesn't apply to them, or with humility and a surprising amount of good humor as if they're in on the joke. Mm-hmm. Former president.
That was the first one.
Barack, he'd
be the second one. He'd act like he's
the second one for sure. What's their stance on personal finances? A, they're always fundraising for a new project. Next up, a deluxe summer camp for the saved. Or B, they live simply and don't seem particularly concerned with cash flow because they've read the Gospels. All right, former president.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm still putting him probably in the second category, maybe as well too.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan is like, but he is that prophet we're speaking of. Like they're like the man out in the wilderness. Isn't Joe Rogan? He's like the man out in like the intellectual wilderness.
Right.
It's a wasteland out there that he's out there speaking from. Yeah.
You also have a false prophet Hall of Shame. Yeah. All right. Pick your favorite one. Tell us who they are, because that's brilliant.
What page? I can go through some of this.
This is page 37 in your book.
Okay. 37. I got it here. So yes. Okay. No, I mean the number one is Harold Camping is the rapture.
I've never heard of this person.
This is old. Yeah, this is a little bit older, but yeah, he predicted the world would end in this is back in May 21st of 2011, and it didn't. And he's one of the revisers. Then he moves it again a couple months. Still, it didn't happen as well. I mean, obviously, it didn't happen.
Right.
Shocker for
obviously,
us.
Right.
2025 right now. But I always feel like that was my one thing for these prophets. Do you feel like this? I feel like putting a date down for the end of the world.
Right.
That is a baller move.
No, I mean, like you are a true believer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's that classic book, 88 Reasons Why Jesus Will Come Back in 1988.
Yeah.
It sold a lot of copies up until the end of 1988.
Yeah.
Right.
But it just amazes me how much people have made money off this shit over the years. A lot.
It's wild. Okay, so another thing, and this is funny because some of this stuff, like Antichrist, like just makes it into just popular language, pop culture. Another one is like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yes.
What are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse according to the people who believe in all of this tribulation nonsense?
Well, what can end up happening is you can end up kind of there's a bit of argument, and I may get myself into a little bit of trouble, but I went with basically just pestilence, war, famine, and death.
Yeah.
So some of them kind of, you could, depend on how you interpret it, it could be slightly a little bit different. But yeah, so this is, it tells you about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse that are happening, how to prepare for them, but also if it's that bad, how do you become their friend? How do you befriend them along the way as well too, if you need to? So
one of the great things is like pick up lines for the 4 horsemen, right?
Yeah.
I think my favorite has to be is that a flaming sword in your pocket, or are you just happy to see?
See, because you need to know this in that time, because that's coming from a quiz. It's like, which writer would you swipe right on? And so you need to know that. It helps you to know just what kind of stan you are and all of this.
Yeah. Like, okay, so you've also got a chapter on finding peace in eternal damnation.
Mm-hmm. Because I was kind of going back from seminary days and other stuff, just remembering, because again, depending on how you talk about pre-trib, post-trib, all this stuff. And so some of it's like the first half of the book is more or less like, okay, so the rapture happened. And for those that are left behind, what are you dealing with? And then we move more into the afterlife here. And so, so the first one and the second half is, you're basically fucked. You're in hell. How do you make the most of it?
Yeah.
And so, so some of it's just kind of how to make your home welcome. How to have a welcoming home in hell.
The other really funny thing to me is in several moments in the book, you have like crafts, things you can make. And you've got one here, the DIY torture devices. So building your own pitchfork, right? You've got the materials, you've got the step-by-step instructions.
No stone unturned, man. No stone unturned. I want people to survive.
Like,
I want them to thrive.
I can't tell you how much I can't wait to finish this book. Okay. So you talk about angels.
Yes.
Right. And specifically, that they're where the prayers go to be processed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
in this version, heaven has a bureaucracy problem. This
right.
Yeah, it's like the DMV, essentially. Doing anything or getting around is essentially you're at the DMV.
Right. And so you have a section on how to navigate celestial bureaucracy without losing your salvation.
Mm-hmm.
And so on your application for entry, you say it's 777-B, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is just so brilliant. When you look at the book, I'm curious, what is maybe your favorite chapter, or what was your favorite chapter to write?
The favorite thing that happened was the way the book came about. I wrote this book because I was avoiding editing another book I had finished. It just kind of became like a goof idea. I started off with it was just going to be an article, and then it kept getting bigger and bigger. And then the part that I loved writing the most from all of this is, because this is all off this premise that I had a vision from God. This is because it's kind of making fun of Revelation, if I'm going to be honest. Not kind of, it is.
Well, not Revelation. It's making fun of the dispensationalist interpretation of Revelation, right?
Yes. And so it's just, so I end up, there's like 10 different visions that come to me in 10 different nights, and I'm writing this to you. And they sound like more serious, and they're more like kind of revelation-y poetic, but they're kind of a little like tweaked and off as well too. So those were like, it was just kind of doing this, like it came just like as a joke idea, and then treating it like it was real, going back in and layering things in, and like, I was like, oh, okay, wait, visions now? Perfect. Okay, now this somehow made sense even more as I layered the book too. So yeah, I enjoyed spoofing.
Yeah, I know, one of the adages in writing is kill your darlings, right? That like a thing that was really great, but just didn't work in the flow, or sort of disrupts whatever you're doing. Do you have anything from the cutting room floor that you remember that you're like, oh man, I wish this worked, but it didn't?
I mean, I had like the end of it, because I could have kept going, because there's like there's an appendix and a glossary in the end that just has all of these like fake resources for you to like go and read, and this and so it was just fun, like some of them, but I was like, I could sit there and do those all day, just come up with like making up fake guides, like other ones to like, how do you handle this? Oh, this is an excellent guide if you're dealing with this, and things of that nature too. And anytime also I get to throw in a mention of Kirk Cameron in the book. It's also good. It's quite subtle, but it's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirk Cameron. Have you ever seen the video? There's a thing called Answers in Genesis. It's this like apologist guy. But have you ever seen the video of the atheist's worst nightmare? And it's the banana.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this video, the apologist talks about
it's Ray Comfort. Yeah.
Talks about how the banana is perfectly shaped for the human hand.
Yeah.
And then he says, and it's got a tab to open it so its contents don't squirt in your face. I mean, and he's sitting right there next to Kirk Cameron.
It was, well, the funny thing was I recently had someone, because what I did for like, as we're prepping this for going out, I've made a bunch of fake endorsements that I'm putting out from folks. And one of them was Ray Comfort. And it was like, and it's something like, I'm endorsing this book. This is also a banana. It is something like that. And I've had people be like, is this real?
Is that?
And I'm going, okay. Yeah. It's not, I mean, this should be obviously satire as well too. So some of these are so stupid or someone was, I think it was how I made fun of Hal Lindsey, and it was like, but he's dead. Right. And like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. And
yes.
So so when you look back, I'm curious about these pop culture things. This is going in my head. What are some of the ones that you find the most ridiculous? The most ridiculous pop culture stuff that has come out throughout the years, right? What are some of the ones that you're like, oh my god? I love that they needed to reboot the Left Behind movie and do it with Nicolas Cage. I thought they were just like, yeah. Also, when I saw,
we can do this better.
When I saw Nicolas Cage was in the new Left Behind movie, I was like, this is perfect. Yeah. It's like National Treasure meets horrible theology, right?
Yep. Yeah. That was another one, because Nicolas Cage has endorsed this book as well too. No, I know someone else is really confused.
Right. It's like
you throwing that one in there.
Also, it really feels like you're trying to get a lawsuit.
A little bit. Which is just it's a fun time to be alive, man. Like,
no publicity is bad publicity.
No. It says non-endorsement really small across it. Come on, it's fine.
Yeah. Not an actual endorsement. No. Yeah. Okay. So what are you've made all these ridiculous ads. What's your favorite one of those that you've made?
Okay. So this one, some of these aren't coming out. I've got like a whole different slew of them that are coming out. There's TikTok ones we're doing. And it's been the joy of trying to trick Sora into doing really weird stuff. But I've got one. It still makes me laugh, and it's so stupid. But it's just it's a video, and it's like Well, it's like a slightly bald and greasy guy, and he's like in a diner talking really close to you, and he's like, well, with the supply chain issues going on right now, I've had a little hard time getting my little blue pills. And then he's like, but I found the answer. Angel pubes.
Oh my God.
I just sent that to like some dude I used to work with in ministry years ago. And I was like, okay, how does this hit? And he's like, oh my God. Yes. I was like, okay.
Yeah, also, you're going to hell, but but we'll be there together, so it's fine.
Yeah, we'll accessorize. We know how now,
right? We've got all the accessories based from your
DIYs
and all sorts of stuff. The DIYs, the how to make a pitchfork. Yeah, this book, the Tribulation Survival Guide. Stuart Delony is from Snarky Faith, and I can't tell you I really appreciate you being on the podcast. This has been a ton of fun. Mm-hmm. Everybody should go get Stuart's new book. It's with Choir Publishing, and they also are the one who published my book, How to Not Suck as a Christian. Mm-hmm. So, Stuart, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
The book comes out the 13th of January.
That's it. That's the podcast. Shout out to the Choir Network, to Patheos, to Matthew and Keith, who make everything happen. Now, get out of here. Go do something to make the world a better place. Okay? We'll see you next time.